Hello, everyone. This is another Black Conservative. I am Ryan Boland. Thank you all for joining me once again. In this video, what I want to talk about is what I consider to be a very, very important topic. And it's dealing with teenagers. And you guys know that if you've watched any of my previous videos, when it comes down to the young people, that's extremely important subject for me, because I have a son right now that's about to be 18, the 20th of this month. To God be the glory for that. I'm thankful to that he's made it. And he's an intelligent young man, and he's very involved in basketball, wants to be in the NBA. And I'm very, very proud of him and happy for him. But when I read about subjects like this, it really concerns me about our young people today. And what I'm talking about is an article that I'm going to read the entirety of, because it has some very important information in it. And this is in reference to the social media app TikTok. And according to this article, there was a study that was conducted that stated that TikTok is having a negative effect on the brains of millions of young people in the U.S. of teenagers in the U.S. who are using this app. Now, that's probably not new to some of you guys, but when I read this article to you, you're probably going to be shocked. And then after I read this, I want to give you a short commentary on what I personally believe this is all about. So let's get right into this article. And it starts off, a recent study by psychologists shows that the regular use of social media is linked to changes in the brains of teenagers. And this is not new, by the way. This whole concept of social media outlets and so forth having an effect on the brains of teenagers is not a new concept or a new reality or a new study for that matter. The article goes on to say, this is especially troubling in light of the fact that the most popular social media platform for American teenagers is China's TikTok, which pushes harmful messaging on teens as soon as they sign up for an account. The effect of social media on children's developing brains has long been a topic of some concern for parents and policy makers, just like I said. Now, policymakers, I don't think a vast majority of them even care. Not all of them, but a vast majority of them, I don't think they care. Okay, they're being paid to keep this stuff going, but whatever. Okay, article going to say the New York Times reports that a new study by scientists at the University of North Carolina has shed some light on the issue, using brain scans to track the effects of social media use on middle school students ages 12 to 15, a period of rapid brain development. Now just follow this, man. And there's pictures of these children and sitting in all types of positions and so forth. The study found that children who regularly check their social media feed at around age 12 showed increased sensitivity to social rewards from their peers over time. In contrast, teenagers with less engagement in social media showed a declining interest in social rewards. While the study cannot make definitive causal claims about the effects of social media on the brain, the authors suggest that the findings could potentially have long-term consequences well into adulthood. The study was conducted on a diverse group of 169 students from a middle school in rural North Carolina. The students were split into three groups based on their reported frequency of social media use: habitual, checking feed 15 or more times a day. Wow. Moderate, checking 1 to 14 times a day, and non-habitual, checking less than once a day. The subjects received full brain scans at approximately 1-year intervals as they played a game that displayed rewards and punishment in the form of smiling or scowling peers. Very interesting. While playing the game, habitual social media users showed increased activation in 3 areas of the brain. Number 1, reward processing circuits, which also respond to experiences such as winning money or risk-taking behavior. Number 2, brain regions that determine what stands out in the environment. And number 3, the frontal cortex, which helps with regulation and control. These changes in brain function suggest that teenagers who frequently check their social media feeds may become, quote, hypersensitive to feedback from their peers, according to Dr. Eva Telzer, an associate professor of psychology and neuroscience at the University of North Carolina and one of the authors of the study. However, whether these brain changes are beneficial or harmful is not yet clear. On the one hand, increased social sensitivity could be seen as adaptive, indicating that the teenagers are learning to connect with others. On the other hand, increased social sensitivity may lead to other issues such as social anxiety and depression. And before I read further into this article and some very shocking information, in my opinion, when I was going to Cleveland State University in 2011, my major was in communications. And in my class, one of the classes, we had to do a special project. And the group that I was in, I proposed to them that the subject should be on obsession with social media, which was interesting because at that time I wasn't really into social media that much. But I was reading up on its effects on young people, and I was seeing how young people were in college and so forth. And at that time, it was still relatively new to me, and to some extent. But I was observing this myself, and I was saying to myself, man, something's not right here. This young people's obsession, or what I felt to be obsession at the time with social media, is having a negative effect on younger people. It's causing us to be more unsociable with each other. We don't spend time talking with each other. We don't spend time communing with each other. I had that thought process way back then. So I find this interesting. Let's go on. Breitbart News has previously reported that apps such as TikTok have been found to be harmful to teen mental health. In December, Breitbart News reported that a study by the Center for Countering Digital Hate, CDDH, revealed, that's an interesting name, revealed that TikTok's algorithms are recommending self-harm and eating disorder content that new users shortly after they join the platform. And so it says the study involved researchers creating TikTok accounts and posing as 13-year-old users interested in body image and mental health content. Wow. The results showed that within just 2 to 6 minutes of joining the app, TikTok's algorithms begin to recommend suicidal content to the new accounts. Now, this is shocking. Suicidal content? Are you serious? Let's go on. Additionally, eating disorder content was recommended within as little as 8 minutes. Breitbart News has reported extensively on the dangers of TikTok. In a column advocating for the Chinese app's banning from the United States, reporter Elena Mastrangelo wrote, China is a hostile foreign country that is using TikTok to get U.S. teens to participate in trends that are dangerous and life-threatening. In September, the FDA warned parents of a deadly new TikTok challenge, get this now, that involves children cooking chicken in NyQuil, quote, presumably to eat. Cooking chicken in NyQuil. What? The trend on the China-owned app was just the latest example of a dangerous stunt spread to young Americans. Another challenge seen on TikTok in 2020 involved urging users to take large doses of the allergy medication Benadryl to induce hallucinations. The challenge resulted in reports of teens being rushed to the hospital and in some cases dying. Unbelievable. And before I read any further, let me say something else here. One of the things that aggravates and angers me is how much people have just hated on Trump. When Trump was in office, I think like the first several years of his reign, if you will, former President Trump spoke on TikTok as a danger. He said that. He said that TikTok is a danger to America. But what happened? Democrats fought against him. Nobody listened to him because, hey, after all, he's hateful. He makes mean tweets. He this, he that. He's racist. He boo, 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 boo. No one listened. Now, all of a sudden, I was just reading some time ago that the Biden administration all of a sudden now wants to start pushing against TikTok and banning TikTok in different venues all over the country. Wait a minute. Now it's okay to ban, but when Trump was in office, nobody said anything when he said something about it. See the hate? You see the hate? But you get what you vote for. You get what you vote for. Let's go on. Last year, school officials spoke out against TikTok's bathroom challenge, which encouraged students to vandalize school restrooms. This is crazy. The challenge, also known as, quote, devious licks, involved videos depicting vandalism of trophy cases, hallways, and classrooms, as well as theft of fire extinguishers, school signs, and other property. To add insult to injury, the Chinese app also rewards U.S. users by making them go viral or become, quote, TikTok famous for behaving foolishly. On one hand, this is accomplished by posting frivolous dance videos, but on the other, it is for popularizing dangerous trends or posting sexual content. Let me say something here. Break. I see this quite often downtown at Tower City, where I work. I'll see 3 or 4 teenagers put their phone on a little platform and dance and look like a bunch of fools. And I'm like, what is you doing? It'd be literally like New Year's Eve. I'm kind of animated with this, but it just aggravates me, man. It aggravates me. I hate to see this kind of stuff going on and people don't see it. They just don't see they're being manipulated. That's one of the things that frustrates me so bad. That's one of the reasons why I don't like talking to people on a one-on-one basis, because they don't listen. But anyway, so basically this is New Year's Eve. It's 10:30 at night. These kids all the way downstairs on the first floor of the mall with their little phone in front of them, and I'm pretty sure it was a TikTok video. They dancing. I'm pretty sure it was TikTok. And I said, take yourselves home. It's late at night. Do y'all want to get snatched by these sex traffickers? Go home. One of them had the audacity to say, it's on with me. It's on me. It's on with you. Man, please. You ain't that tough. You ain't that tough. But I see this quite often. And it's a sad, sad trend. And it's high time people start waking up, man, and smelling the coffee. Trump talked about this kind of stuff, but people don't listen. Let's go on. TikTok's algorithms also makes it easier for teenagers to go viral and gain internet fame when they post sexualized videos. This has also taken a toll on teens' mental health, according to mental health professionals. And the Chinese company seemingly tailors its algorithms to have different impacts on various communities. For example, get this now, this part of the killer here. A lawsuit filed in July alleges that TikTok pushes especially violent content on black teenagers. Now, whether or not that's true or not, I can't help but wonder, because the Chinese, the CCP, Chinese Communist, they're communists. They're communists. They may use capitalism to gain money, but they're communist people. They don't like America. They don't like us. Okay, and all the communist countries do. No communist country likes freedom, love, in America. They don't. It's a threat to what they're trying to accomplish. But let's go on. And this is crazy, though, because it's saying that it alleges because this lawsuit was filed in July. That is an allegation. It's an allegation that TikTok pushes especially violent content on black teenagers. Now, if this is true and accurate, gee, I wonder why. And then we wonder why our young people, black teenagers, according to this segment of the article, is acting the way they're acting in so many different instances. I'm just saying. The algorithms, I'm just saying, the alpha waves affects the brain, influences the mind, puts them in a trance state, so it's easier to manipulate them. Let's go on. Unlike other social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter, TikTok makes it much easier and faster for teens to obtain what they perceive as, quote, fame on the app. This fame can come with a terrible price. That's the end of that article there. Wow. I had to read that whole article because the information was very informative and you needed to see and you needed to hear that All of it. You needed to hear all of it. But once again, it's just showing you the effects of this kind of stuff, that I feel that we're being enslaved a little bit at a time, whether we pay attention to it or not. We're being enslaved. And let me retract on what I said about, talking to people on a one-on-one basis. As a man of God, as a Christian, I strive to love all people. I'm not saying I don't love people. I love everyone. And I try to show compassion and kindness to everyone I meet as God gives me. I try. But what I mean by, that's one of the reasons why I don't talk to people. What I mean by that is, and I said this before, I don't initiate conversations with people just off the top of my head. I don't do that anymore because my experience and observations has been, it usually comes off negative. This person is usually a mind-controlled zombie, and it's extremely difficult to get anything past the mental plate that's over their brain. And they could literally be falling apart psychologically and physically, and they still refuse to listen to information that's going to help liberate them. Jesus said these words himself: "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free." He wasn't just talking about salvation. That verse can be applicable to anything that has to do with truth and facts, that if you know can liberate your mind and liberate your spirit and liberate your emotions and set you free. But people have been so manipulated by these kind of apps and social media platforms and entertainment and pop culture that they don't even know that they're slaves. They don't even know that they're slaves. That's the part that's interesting to me. But these are one of the things that drive me to do the videos that I do. Because even though this is entertainment, I have it categorized under entertainment. If you be real with yourself, it's also informative. It's also about educating people. It's also about giving people information and understanding about topics that some of the things I can mention on YouTube and some of the things I can't mention because they will take my video down. I know they will. They've done it with other people who are way, way above me. Way, way more educated than me. Way, way more informative than me. And their videos have been taken off of YouTube. So I don't want to get to that. I didn't work too hard to get to the little bit that I have now. I don't want that to happen. They did it before with 2 or 3 of my videos. I don't need them to do it anymore. So certain things I omit because I don't want them to censor my videos. But suffice to say, according to that article, that is not new. That's pretty old. These social media things are have a negative effect on our young people. And I'm thankful to my son, as I said earlier in the introduction of this video, that he is not into social media like that. In fact, one time I went to visit him some time ago, and I asked him, "Do you have a Facebook account?" He said, "No, Dad." He said, "I don't really get on Facebook like that. I'm not on Facebook like that." Very smart young man, of course, right? Not being arrogant, but I ain't gonna be. My DNA is in him. My genes are in him. Okay. Very smart, very intelligent young man. He said, "Dad, I'm not on social media like that." And I said, "Good for you. You're not missing anything." My time spent on social media is to educate, entertain, but also educate with the entertainment. That's my thing. But look, that's what's going on. Trump said something about it. No one listened. Now all of a sudden it's a big thing now. You see how they flip the script on you? How they flip the script? That's how the politicians do. But that's what I wanted to say on it. What do you guys think? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. God bless you all, and see you again.